Alright, we are live. Sorry, our camera got technical difficulties, you know. It's funny, actually, we were out of space, you know. Alright, so let's get back to cutting hair. So, not sure in the other half is, you gotta look, you know. The thing about cutting hair is, you know, of course, use your comb it. So what I did was, last thing I did was I blended this a little bit, but this part and this little section could be touched up more. So what I mean by touching it up, we of course from the camera angle, it looks like this part is bushy, you know. So we see this bush right here. I'll put your camera up a little bit. That's bushy, and we gotta clear that. Make sure this is all this bushy area is gone. So let's clear up that bush first. We'll make it happen, man. Take that 2 guard, go around right here. Oh, it's cuts. That means I missed. So we got that. Keep cutting. Because that part was bushy, and you know, you want to make him look handsome for his mama, remember? And otherwise, you know, the mom's gonna be sad, you know. And I am fired afterwards, you know. Alright, so back to this, you know. Gotta tilt your head down, Matt. Thank you very much. Is that now that bulk is gone a little bit, but this area, this is basically how his hair grows. But remember what we said is we got tilt his head down, the light shine down so you could see. You can't see, you can't finish haircut, yeah. So right here, back to when I made that area right here, I'm gonna open it up a little bit, and we're just gonna erase this little piece. So this part, that bushy area we were talking about, the objective of a blend is basically to make it not so bushy, you know. I like to use the term bushy because if I use different terms there, I don't think you guys won't understand. And everybody's head is different, so some people you see on maybe on Instagram, they might do a good job or something. Well, like I said, everybody's head is different, you know. So I'm barely just dipping it. It's like you're flipping it, you know. But just very, very light. So you got this. Can you see it, Danny? I got it. Okay. Just making sure. This is because everybody's head looks like it's bushy from this angle, but then if you tilt this side, it's gone, right? Just making sure, because it's hard when people are learning because everybody's head is a little different. So back to him is we're gonna use that 1/8 guard, and we're gonna probably go about halfway since that 2, the way his head grows, it's still kind of bushy looking right there. And so we want to kind of just, I'm opening up this all the way since I'm not sure how it cuts. Go at it. Tackle this little guy. Comb this a little bit too. Might be hard for me to comb right now since Daniel's actually recording me. And it's alright, no worries. Just try to get it as light as possible. Just remember basically when you're cutting hair, you just gotta remember your sections where you cut. Because the finished product, you gotta make sure it looks good. And let's see, that's about done. But of course, you could probably perfect it more. But let's look at right where his head is. So his head, you know, when it goes down, his head is stretched out. The skin is stretched out so you could actually see it. So, Daniel, if you come over this side, we can see it more a little bit. Now, let's see. Everything's kind of erased a little bit. Like I see this little spot. Just go over it. Take your the last guard and just barely go into it, you know. Barely. Like, don't be afraid, you know. I understand, you know, I mean, for the love of God, you know, I was like a scared puppy in barber college, you know. I was afraid to cut hair. I know how's it like, you know. Majority of you guys are trying to learn. Trust me, went through a lot of sacrifice and everything. A lot of cool friends like this guy right here to help me get to where I am today. And so that part is, majority of it's blended. But now let's move on to the next part is, so our next part is, we use the trimmer right here. We use the regular Andis trimmer, or some people have different trimmers. Both of these guys hit sharp, But remember, this is the key thing. What I want to tell people is, well, I'm gonna spray this down first, since it's dirty at the moment. Put it with Andis disinfectant spray. Spray it down. But now this is where it's crucial, because I don't know how short these guys cut. Sometimes maybe in the past, you've been to another barber or another hairstylist that cuts you, and you get scarred up in the back, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want to go Rambo status on them and like slice a deep cut. I mean that looks very, very ugly. So what I'm gonna do is, a lot of people, when you're adjusting these or try it on in between, I'm gonna try it on myself. Just barely like tap it. It's not scarring up. You want to make sure you do that on kids. But since I use it on myself, I'm just gonna dust it off, respray it again with disinfectant spray, and now we're gonna line him up in the tapered area. So as you can see, some people like to take it all the way like back here. They're trying to do triangular, tapers or something. I don't know. You don't want to do that. So you just kind of, since his hairline right here, you kind of make an estimate of, it looks like this would be the hardest part of where it's going to hit. So you take this, barely hit it. Be gentle. Keyword is gentle. So you make this, you're barely hitting it. And it's already cutting, right? Now, you gotta go this way. Cut. You can see is, you gotta cut this guy right here. So, you see, you could go behind me if you want. You see is, what I'm doing is, I'm barely hitting over this. And we're just barely going over that. See, that part is cleaned up now. All the hair is gone. Now, let's do this side. I'm trying to get the best lighting for you guys to see, because it's really hard. So right here would be the part of connecting it. So I would just go right here, mark your spot, be gentle. And that part is so far, just comb it, dust it off. And this part, to get around the ears, is that we are going to use this. We're going to use the corner of this blade right here. Use your pinky or whatever to hold down his ear. And remember, this part you could stretch, So pull this part. You're barely just going over it. I'm not putting the whole blade. I'm using the tiny little corners and cutting it. And now, this side right here, we are going to use this, and we're going to go over this. I just kind of go back and meet this way. Comb it, make sure all the hair is cut. Alright, so now it's nice and arched around here. Now he wants, Matt over here wants pointy sideburns. So this is the same concept, is that, come over here, Daniel, come on this side, we'll switch places. And so, right here is, comb everything first. We're going to make a nice arch, So right here is, we're going to cut this guy right here. So you're just making you're putting the blade up to here, Now this is where the hard part is. You already meet this part, you're trying to connect it back over here. So over here is, I'm using the tip of this blade and just going over here and hitting it. See, it's coming off, man. And right here. Well, this is where a lot of people, they struggle with, because you're trying to get it over here and connect. But what I do is I stretch the skin a little bit. Just barely hit it like that. Just shave all these guys up, you know. You want to make sure, you know, McDonald's is approved of the golden arches, you know. Alright, so I'm going to spin around this way so we check. So, looking at right here, you got to shave all that hair off. Pull this down. You're allowed to stretch the skin. Pull this side up. We're using the tip of the blade right here. I'm not using the full guard. I'm pulling the skin so then I could actually cut it. And actually, alright, so that kind of connects over here. But you know, you can always go back, you know. That's how you get better at haircuts. And so right here, he wants those pointy sideburns again. So I'm gonna hit that part. I usually go straight up like this. You're doing it. And so from here, where the arch is, I'm using the tip of the blade. Barely, just, I cut across right here and barely arch it out. Or if not, if you're comfortable, you can come back this way and just kind of barely arch it out right here. Cool? That's how it's done. And yeah, we still got 40 seconds of the video, but yeah, we just want to double check, you know, like him, that part is arched up now. But we'll line them up later, so we're gonna cut the top. But this video is about to end, so we'll move on to the next one.